Team of comrades, we apologize for that long pause that we have some technical difficulties, but they've been resolved. thank God, Weather Scott. Right now, we want to say thank you for joining us. We'd love to meet you by Team Commerce. We've been doing this in 2015 every Saturday. Sometimes we have to do it because sometimes we don't, but the same thing is we've been consistent. But also, I'd like to congratulate all the women that listen to us and all the mothers and all the daughters on Women's Month. We just got through that. In fact, it's been, we got more women nowadays in doing things in our political world, not just in the home and the jobs. Matter of fact, you got more women right now going through college than ever before. So right now, women right now, congratulations on your whole month. So it's almost over, but congratulations on Women's Month. And also, started this week, on this past Thursday, the baseball season returned for 2025, a whole new year. They play 162 games played for the whole year. And right now, the Cardinals won this past Thursday. So guess what? They in first place. But anyway, this has been a very, very busy week with a lot of things going on. But first of all, we want to say thank you for joining us, and also we want to thank you for that the Pope is now doing better, that he's home and he's recuperating, also in Georgia, over in England, that he's now returned home from the hospital. He's also fighting cancer. So these are things that we pray for all our leaders around the world. And also now,
hey, Ira, you work it up now. You break it up again, Ira.
Scott, am I breaking?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let's take a break.
Taking a break. Stand by.
March of 2019. And also, we were saying that this week we had a lot going on. But one of the things that we want to talk to you about is measles. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks now. Well, measles right now is becoming a dominant problem in our country. Right now, in these 5 states have acted. Well, that's 5 states now. First, we talked about this, but 2 states now within 5 states. And the largest outbreak right now is that.
Break it up again.
Am I breaking up now again?
No. You were, but you're not anymore.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, the measles outbreak has affected 19 states in total so far. And there's continuing to be a problem. But people are not aware, okay? Measles is a very, very, very serious situation to have. Matter of fact, okay, you need to get vaccinated. Vaccination not only, contributes. You get vaccinated. What this does, it assures you that you cannot get measles. You're not infected. Matter of fact, we have not had measles outbreaks in God knows how many years. And we already this year had more outbreaks of measles than we have an entire year last year.
See, Aaron, there's a lot of popping in your background. Whatever you're doing, there's some popping in there. You hear, I don't know where the interference is coming from, but that's what it is.
Right on your hands, Scott. Am I popping?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay. I hate to do that. We hate to do this. We hate to do this, people, but we got to take another small break. I'll take that out here.
All right, taking out.
Okay, well, we just hope, let's take it off there. Let's kind of put this, let's talk. Okay.
Hello? Yep, working again.
I'm still here.
All right.
Here. We're back with you right now, and everybody's talking now, and everybody's working together here, and we're doing okay. So right now, you're talking about measles. Right now, what people need to do, make a long story short, measles is right now going across our country. It's in 19 states, and that's going to continue to spread because people are spreading. So right now, please get yourself vaccinated. Once you get vaccinated, it contributes to the community immunity, which vaccination is due to medical reasons. So right now, get vaccinated for you. Your children. It's a highly contagious illness with certain respiratory problems that's going to get worse before it gets better. And also right now, I'm happy to report that the air prices are suddenly starting to plunge. And this has the bird flu right now it's still going around, but right now we're able to produce enough eggs now, and unexpectedly, the bird flu is dissipating. So that is a very, very good thing. And also, we happen to say that in our economy, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Please, right now, there's a massive earthquake, 7.7 magnitude, that took place in Thailand. And right now, in the city of Mayar, and it's killed over 1,000 people. And this earthquake is just, it's so massive that it should be 500 miles away in Bangkok. And so right now, this was felt in China and all over Thailand. And so now there are a lot of people that's finding themselves homeless. People are dying. We don't know what to. They don't know what to do. But one thing we do know is pray, and that allows us to send prayers up, bless us down. We saying thank you so much that we can pray in our country. And also, we happen to say that we moved fast here that the stock unfortunately continued to fall. This is continuing consumer confidence. Is not what it used to be, and right now we can happily report that one thing that is taking place that the federal judge agreed Friday to block the Trump administration from dismantling the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is able to take it from Yes, sir.
Can I read the definition of what measles is, maybe? That'll help more. I got it, but I can read it. The definition of measles.
Well, okay, Rev, go ahead.
Measles is a spot characteristic of measles is akin to MD spot characteristic marked by an eruption of distinct red circular spots. Any of various eruptive diseases as German measles, infested with tapeworms, leprous, and leper. Infestation with a disease caused by larva, tapeworm, in the muscles and tissue.
Well, Rev, right now we're going to cut you off there because we don't have a lot of time. But that tells you right now how serious this is. I mean, we're talking about measles. So we ask you, please make sure that you're looking out for yourself. And also, speaking of looking out for yourself, we ask you that right now, if you are working, have worked someplace, Social Security right now, we ask you, get in contact with the Social Security office. There's because there are a lot of changes. So many changes are going on right now in our country as far as keep track of. And so the thing to do right now is we're saying right now, we have problems around the world. Right now, we just have technical problems here on the station, which we can get those resolved. And also, we ask you that you continue to look out and pray for us here at the station also. Now, having said that, currently speaking, right now, our Vice President was in Greenland yesterday. And this is kind of, one of those countries that, we've been our friend for years. And Denmark also owns Greenland, which is right to our north at the North Pole there, and is owned by and Denmark has no intention of letting that go. Now, also, I mentioned to you about the Consumer Protection Bureau. Well, it's going to be in place for the time being. And also, something politically speaking, this Tuesday, we have special elections going on in two states. One is down in Florida, and this is right now. There are 2 seats up to fill vacancies. One was Matt Gaetz, who stepped down to be Attorney General, which didn't work out. Well, that seat is vacant. And right now, the Republicans thought they could get that seat with a sure seat. Well, right now, they think they may lose both of those seats. And so right now, President Trump asked Congresswoman Elise Stefanik not to be the ambassador, to the United Nations. He had nominated her, and so he put that on hold because he needs all the seats that he can get in Congress to pass his budget. So now, this is why we say it's so important to vote. If we look at what's going on with Doge, we look at what's going on with Elon Musk, we're hearing a lot of things, but the power of the government is not always just with the president. Congress has to pass all the bills because they are the ones that control the money. And just because Congress has been very quiet while this is going on, that's because the Republican Congress right now is not interfering with what President Trump wants to do. Now you say, why is that? Typically speaking, when the president gets in the White House, he has the power, but the Congress normally gets involved with what's going on, shaping the bill, shaping it. Well, right now we're working on what they call a continuing resolution. But Congress and our government is set to run out of money sometime in August. So a budget has to be passed by that time. And so right now, to make sure that everything goes the way they want it to go, we need to, the Republicans, the President Trump needs to have all the Republicans in the House there by the time this election is over, next week. And so now, every seat that came up, to be filled in special election, the Democrats have won. And also, there's another special election going on in the state of Wisconsin. Now, this is kind of wow. This is for Supreme Court, for the state Supreme Court, where they vote on those candidates there. And right now, Elon Musk has injected himself into that race. That's injected. The total over $20-some million have been spent so far. This will be one of the highest races, paid-for races, in our history, with money being involved. This is only just for one seat. Now, also, this involves Musk being benefited from this. Traditionally, like in Missouri, I don't know how laws compare to most states, you cannot pay anybody to vote. But in Wisconsin right now, people are being paid, money is being passed around and to the people for them to vote. And right now, it seems as though that the people in Wisconsin right now may reject what is taking place there because they feel that their vote cannot be bought. And whatever's going on, that's going to benefit Elon Musk may not benefit them. So right now, this time next week, we will get a report on those 2 races, especially let people know how that turned out. But right now, we ask you to look out in your own community. Right as we had this conversation, the Democrats are somewhat in disarray. Just my personal projection is that one of the people that can make a difference that probably will run for president will be the governor of the state of Illinois. He's probably one of the forerunners for one for president 2021. He's a billionaire and he has his own money. And right now we're seeing that politics is all about dollars. All of the changes you've seen are taking place right now are being governed by billionaires. We talked about before the election that all these billionaires were investing into the Trump's campaign. And we said then that all these billionaires had to be paid, there should be a return for their money. So that's why we're seeing all the changes that are being made are benefiting all the rich people and not the poor people. Right now, you're seeing agencies being jobs being lost. Living in Washington D.C. right now, people, there's so much uncertainty. When you go to work, when you get an email saying that you're fired, or when you read a paper that you have fired. And so now this is not what you call not a good thing. Matter of fact, yesterday the government just blocked that just said about dismantling the Consumer Financial Board. That's been blocked. We have other orders being blocked by different judges. Our political system in this country moves slow. Once something happens, you got to go to court. And right now, we're still dealing with the debacle of these signals. Well, what happened was, if you're not aware, there was a bombing from the Department of Defense. Our director was on an unsafe telephone. And normally when you have top secret stuff, you're in the situation room, presidential, that's how they do their business. And also, if you're traveling or if you're not in Washington, D.C., you go to a thing called SCIF, which is a top secure place where you can take your cell phone. Well, right now, we just had some very, very, very vital information that was kind of leaked out because it was not handled properly, and it was on cell phones. The people around the country could not leave us commented on the bombing that took place. Now, not only is this creating problems because the Department of Defense, which is Mr. Hissette, it's his job to keep us safe. Unfortunately, he's not an experienced man in how this works. Most of the people prior to him have been generals who were raised in how government works, how it functions, and how you go about taking the order from being a private all the way to a job. So in that process, you learn the system. Yes, sir.
Breaking up again.
Unfortunately, we have technical problems continuously going on here today. I don't know if it's the weather we have in here or what's going on to it. But we're going to take another small break. The devil is a liar. Not to consume a king of commerce. God, take us out of here. Back to Montgomery. We have our spirit special guest, Mayor Elder Jones. It's been one of those Saturdays, and so right now the mayor has a very few minutes because she's on her way to another meeting. Madam Mayor, how you doing today?
I am great. I just, my great nieces and nephews decided they want to see their TT. So they stopped in and just got away. You got a house full of kids. Try and get away from you. But other than that, coming along good in Ferguson.
Right, I know you got the police chief was out today. Okay, you guys got some drones now. Tell us a little bit about some of the improvements you have made for the police department.
He introduced our drone technology on Thursday. We have a drone that's small enough that will go. I'm good, honey. I'll be inside in a few minutes. Okay. You don't have to come outside. Okay. I'll be outside for a few minutes.
Okay. You gotta love it. Well, that's the problem.
The drone technology they have a small drone where it can, if a door is open, they can send it.
We can hardly hear you. Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead.
We have a large drone that deployed from the roof of the police station, and it can fly anywhere in the city, and even officer to a crime, and it does record everything. So those investment for the safety of our police officers, and we have a contract. And if anything happened to the drone, the contract that we have, they would be replaced.
Okay. And also you can improve your technology for the officers wearing the cameras. Also tell them a little bit about that.
That improved tech body cams where you can dial in at any time and see exactly what the officer is doing. So that's a big plus.
Yeah, because right now a lot of police officers, are forgetting to turn the cameras on. And that way, and they're doing things, and then they come back to be sued for this. This should make the city, a lot safer.
Right. So, Chief Doyle is doing a phenomenal job with our police officers. When he came, the force was down like 29%, but right now we have 5 potential officers in the police academy. So, as we will be fully staffed. We have
congratulations.
So, we identified from enrollment buy-in with the rest of the municipality.
Okay, Mary, you kind of turn away from the phone there. We kind of cracked. We kind of can't hear you.
If I go into kids in here, and you'll be hearing all from them. So,
well, okay.
So, other than that, we're doing good.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we didn't hear all of that. So right now, you have a special election. You got elections coming up also in the county.
We have a municipal election coming up in Ferguson. We have each ward. We have 3 wards, and we have 2 candidates per ward. And one of the candidates will be speaking to you at 2:00.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that talking already. Now, also Madam Mayor, you have 2 more years in your term?
I got 1 more year. I'm up in 2026.
Okay,
I'm in my 2nd term, and in 2026, I would have been a mayor for 6 years.
Okay, tell me about right quick about some of the benefits that you have brought to the change that you have made.
Well, the benefits for the community, we have Affinia Healthcare. I'm on the board of the Emerson Family YMCA, and Dr. Holmes from Affinity Healthcare is a very close friend of mine, and Congressman Wesley Bell, and the executive of the YMCA, we all got together, and Affinia decided to open up a healthcare center here in Ferguson at the YMCA, $13 million project. So it's over a year. It's over a year right now. So, and of course, Florissant Valley has built 2 new buildings, one for applied health and the other for mechanics. So that's a big plus for the city of Ferguson. Of course, we have a lot of restaurants.
The Urban League also.
Yeah, we got the Urban League. The Urban League took over the Centene building on Halls Ferry. So we're moving forward. Right now, we are expanding the park to meet with the Great Rivers Greenway Trail right off West Florissant. So that's a big plus for those people in the Ward 3 area.
Now, I cut you off talking about the restaurants. Everybody needs to hear about those. That's what the community growth tells us about some of those.
Well, we have the brew house. They brew their own beer. We have King of Soul that has soul food, dinner food. We have Elicious that has breakfast. We got Kathy Kitchen. It's a staple. She was one of the first restaurants we have. We have the Beehive. They serve breakfast. We have 2 health bars. We got Bee Juice, and we got Juanita's Place. So we're moving forward here in Ferguson.
Matter of fact, right now, Ferguson, that scene has continued to grow. And I do mean continue to grow since the rise that we had a couple of years ago. Now, also, that you were working with the federal government, on the cover. How is that coming?
See, I didn't get all of that. Now, what you said again?
I said the federal government, and you guys on the covenant because of the
you're talking about the consent decree. We are almost in compliance with the consent decree, so that's a big plus. Chief Doyle have come in here and made a lot of strides with the consent decree. We have a new consent decree coordinator, Patricia Washington, who also serves as our public informational officer. We have Lisa, who's our training officer. So Chief Doyle has come in here, put the proper people in place, and we are almost in compliance with that consent decree.
And that by itself, is a great big jump right there of going in the right direction.
Right, very much so. Very much so.
One of the things, Mayor, I'm happy to say that with the medical team that people that you got coming in, the clinic and stuff you got coming into Ferguson, that medically speaking, your community is now safer than most communities.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing good.
Well, first of all, I know you got to be proud of what you can look back and you got to. Also, you got elected in a new position. Also, did the past election, didn't you?
No. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I was elected as the committee woman for the Ferguson Township. And the township has over 30,000 residents. And the township expands from part of Blackjack. We got Delwood. We got unincorporated. We have Hazelwood. We have Calvinton Park, Ferguson, Berkeley. Yeah, that's what we have.
Oh.
So I'm the committee woman for that area.
And that lasted for 4 years. That's a 4-year term, am I right?
Yeah, that's a 4-year term. I just got elected to that position in August of 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I could serve 2 positions simply because being a Democratic committee woman, it doesn't pay any money. So therefore, I can serve. And a lot of people think the salary of the mayor in Ferguson is a lot. But I only make $350 a month as the mayor in Ferguson. So
and then they get their money's worth. They get their money's worth.
They get more than their money's worth. I'm dedicated to my community. This is my community, and I'm dedicated to. And I resigned my position as the Mary Kay sales director. I turned in my car so I could serve the community.
And also, you have another position also with your church also, so that's put another head on there also.
I was a pastor. I pastored 22 years in the AME church. I was a pharmaceutical chemist. My degree is in chemistry. And I quit all of that just to spend time in my community.
Madam Mayor, that's all giving back, to your community. If anybody ever asks any questions, okay, and also I'm happy to say that this is National Women's Month, and right now
You just started breaking up there.
Yeah, he breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Madam Mayor, we're gonna take a small break. Thank you for joining us today on that.
Okay, and I'll be on again. It's just my kiddos have not seen me in a while, and they want to see TT. So they just came on over. All right then, and thanks for understanding, and I'll talk with you another time.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Everybody see my comments on the beautiful series. I said, no, that was the mayor of Ferguson, Missouri, Mayor Ellen Jones, and she just was talking about some of the things that she got done while there in her first term, and we just proud to know her as our friend, and she's been a friend of us before she became the mayor. And right now you can see that she's dedicated to making sure. One of the things that she mentioned that's very important is the batting can. That the police wear on their uniforms, and now they're on 24 hours. Whenever they out on the job, you can see what they're doing, and that allows more safety. Because a lot of times we forgot to turn it on, and there's something takes place. But now that would not be a problem. And also, as technology continues to increase and improve, I should say, having your own drone system for a town of South Ferguson is a great thing. This helps the police department. It helps the community to make sure that everyone's safe, and they can show what is actually going on. And as the mayor just said, all this is taxpayers' dollars going in good. And they said they had a consent decree. They had Chief Boyle, who came in and done a great job. He brought in a good friend of mine, Ed Washington, and then for public relations, for the spokesperson, and they have expanded her position. She had a lot of talent, and what you're doing, you see, Ferguson working from within to do better. And I commend also our Congressman Wesley Bell. He's a former councilman from the city of Ferguson. And I was on a conference call with him a couple of weeks ago. And right now, for all that's going on up in D.C., the Democrats right now are trying to get their act together. And I kind of mentioned that to you briefly. And also, we mentioned that while this is going on, a lot of things are taking place. Here in the city of St. Louis, all politics are local. All politics are local. Here in St. Louis, excuse me, here in the city of St. Louis, we have an election going on. We have our municipal elections taking place in all of our municipalities. And some of the mayor are running, some of the council are running, but so is St. Louis. The odd number, I think odd and even number runs depending on the office. I think the odd number runs now. Councilman and alderman in St. Louis. And right now, the mayor, Tashara Jones, is up, for secretary. And right now, I'm hoping that she gets reelected because she's done a good job under the adverse. The good part about a good mayor is that you have no corruption, nobody's stealing money. And that's a very key thing that you got to look at and understand when a person is in office. There's been no money lost, no investigation. And she made some changes and she made some improvements. So right now, we have to say that improvements of control take hold. You know, the loud now talking this morning off the air about the fact that downtown St. Louis is taking off. You know, we were one of the first cities to have all of our sports venues in downtown St. Louis. We just built a beautiful soccer stadium. We have our baseball park downtown. We have our football dome downtown. We also have our soccer field downtown. And also in the city of St. Louis, we have our zoo in St. Louis City. We also have museums in the city. Opera houses are located in the city. So St. Louis City will be vibrant for the years to come. We had some crime problems, but guess what? The city has now made another transition from now. It's now up under state control. Previously, for the last 10 years or more, the mayor pretty much controlled the police department, and there have been a lot of problems previously. So right now, the state, the governor signed a decree this past week saying that now they're going to appoint 5 commissioners. Now, this is something we had previously. We had 5 commissioners. One is the mayor automatically, and 4 commissioners, and they all have to live in the city. And they have to be approved by the state district they live in. So now, having said that, St. Louis has been positioned now. They're taking over some real bad buildings. One of the gyms, I think, in downtown St. Louis will be the AT&T building, which is a beautiful tall structure, one of the tallest buildings downtown. Well, AT&T built that building and they moved their staff, everybody down to San Antonio, Texas. Well, it just got bought. They got a good deal, and so they're going to turn that building into condos. They're going to have, in fact, you know, it's like almost like a whole city within itself, okay? And so they can have stores. They're going to have shops in there, you know, on the ground floor. You know, on the upper floors, you got, you know, limit. But the good part about it is, if you have a high apartment, you got a very good view of downtown St. Louis and also, you know, look at East St. Louis in all directions. So now St. Louis is making some changes. Also, like I said, this election coming up, we have the comptroller, Darlene Green. They never known for many years, but she's been in office since the 90s. And so, but again, in there, she has improved our credit rating to the top. We have one of the best credit ratings in any major city in the country. And she can continue to do that. And also, she continue to make sure that money is being spent. You ask questions, need to be asked. And so now, experienced person needs to be in charge of that. Was all I just mentioned is going on. The city is involved with all those things that's taking place. And that one of the biggest things. Yes, sir.
Have you heard anything else about the academy down on Tucker?
Well, the police academy right now is well, first off, the St. Louis Police Academy in St. Louis is one of the oldest academies in the country. And so in the recent years, St. Louis County now is building their training facility. Out in St. Charles, they built a facility also. So right now, a lot of the police departments are building their own facilities so they can do their own training. But the one downtown still is the academy of choice. Well, most of the police officers go down there And this is like I said, and from there, they're able to, get the proper training. I guess like 6 months or whatever, something similar to that. And that's why the officers come out there fully trained. And one of the problems keeping a good police officer, you spend lots of money to get them trained. And once they're trained, they can go in where they want. And so now a lot of police officers that were trained in St. Louis at the police academy Rev just talked about, they leave the police department in St. Louis and go someplace other places. And guess what? They make more money. And I can understand that. So now, and if you notice what the mayor just said in Ferguson, that the police department will be fully staffed and keep a good police officer, in your community is hard to do. You don't have too many police departments right now. Matter of fact, the police department in St. Louis has been understaffed for the last 10 years almost. I mean, over 100 some more people that they still trying to get recruited. And a lot of people right now, when you're a police officer, you out there and you got a target on your back for just be honest about it. We had one officer in recent week that just got, he was working an accident. Somebody just ran into him. He broke his leg, had his leg was amputated. And sure, the man got caught, but this officer's life has been changed forever. So there's a lot of danger that goes into being a police officer. So now, we're happy to say in Ferguson, they will be fully staffed. That's a testimony to the police department and to the chief. And also, I'm fortunate to know the police chief in St. Louis County, Mr. King Gregory, and he's been doing a great job out there. He is the first black police chief in St. Louis County. He's, matter of fact, he's been in command. He got jumped over a couple of times, but now he's doing a great job. There's growth in St. Louis County. They have built a police station in South County, a brand new one, also in North County. So there are improvements that are taking place. Also, if you travel in this area now, you'll see a lot of interstate work taking place. So the interstate highways are being benefited from the massive infrastructure bill that President Joe Biden got passed a couple of years ago. And now you're seeing that the interstates are being improved. Here in the state of Missouri, we will have Highway 70, which is the oldest highway in the country, matter of fact. Interstate Highway 70 goes from coast to coast. Well, in Missouri, unfortunately, I always said if there's good news, St. Louis Missouri's at the bottom. If it's bad news, we're at the top. Well, I'm happy to say that our interstate highway, all across the state, will be improved for the first time in years, over 30 years, I should say. That they're gonna make it a 4-lane highway. Previously, like right now, you go across the state, now you got 2 lanes in each direction. Well, they're going to expand those lanes, which allows more commerce, more trucks, more family, and more safety on the highways. So a lot is taking place in our state of Missouri. And I'm saying again, this is all local politics. And the good part about this, you probably hear in most states, we had, David, I waited for our guest to call in. We had an update right now, give me now, where the last election, we had the vote on abortions, which passed, but it's been fought, and now our state legislators, all Republicans who voted against that, now they're trying to change the law again. And so these are some of the things now that you're seeing across the country that people are seeing what they voted for not being what they voted for. Good people want to change the people's voice. And that is not right. That's not right. I mean, we need to understand that when people vote for something, that's what they voted for. The people know that they want to be in office. And just like I just had a short conversation with the Mayor Ferguson, Mayor Ella Jones, you can see her footprint in Ferguson, the things that she has done in Ferguson. And now she got, said to those who given do a good job, they will be given. Well, they saw fit in the county now to elect her to another position as a committee woman for the entire area. And that's going to benefit all those municipalities.
You're popping out.
Okay, well, Scott, we can take a little pop and break here. This is Ferguson at USOutpower.com. Life is good. Take it back to Scott. Missouri Chamber of Commerce, and we have one of those days with a lot of technical difficulties. But guess what? We're gonna make this work. The devil's a liar. Right now, we just talked about the city of Ferguson and all the improvements they're making there. The elections going on, and we're so happy to have one of our special guests, Mr. Henry who's running now for the council in the first district. Am I right, sir?
First ward.
In the first ward, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me just call you Henry. I don't want to miss your last name. But right now, okay, you running in the first ward. Now, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, Henry, if you don't mind.
Well, I am Henry Wenafu. I am a resident of Ferguson. I'm running because I feel that we need all that we can do to move Ferguson forward. Ferguson has been there for more than 150 years, and the mayor is trying everything that she can to move it forward, but she doesn't have the support she needs. And what I've been telling people in Ferguson is, if you like what they've been doing for 150 years, then don't vote for me. But if you want to change, support me and the mayor to bring the change that we need in our community. So, and I'm also a person that have had experience in municipal government. I used to be a chairman in one of the municipalities in North County. I did that for about a couple of decades.
Which one was that, sir?
It was the village of Uplands Park. It's a village in Normandy.
Okay.
So I have done a few things while I was there. Anyone that knows Uplands Park knows that Uplands Park is a small village of 400 people. They have no business in there. The only thing they have is residential. But I was able to create their first park. They have a court. I appointed the first African-American judge, male or female, but she was a female. And also created public works. So those are the things that I have done with that limited opportunity. imagine what we can do in Ferguson if given the opportunity that we have.
Well, one thing, you have a vision, and and you see the vision that the mayor has done. She's on with us briefly, but she had being the mayor, she wear many hats, and her family came up on at the last minute. And she was able to come on and kind of talk a little bit about you, okay? But I guess her vision, okay, in her term and a half that she's been there, she's done great things for Ferguson.
Yes. And I think she could do a lot more if she gets the support that she needs. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have three candidates, myself, Jamel Franklin, and Fran Griffin. What we're trying to do is to give the mayor the majority and also the support to move our city forward. You know, I mean, people look at Ferguson, they got to think about this. We got 270, we got 170, and we got 70. And an airport, and an institution of higher learning, and we're close to UMSL and Flow Valley, and people just drive past us. We should be a place where people come rather than drive by. You know, so it
should be a destination.
Yes, with her leadership and the support that we will give to her, we should be able to do those and have a diversity of economic development, not just one guy fixing an apartment and everybody thinks that that's the best thing that happened since ballpoint pen. So I just think that
I like that one.
I just think that we should and also to show people that you know, the city is making a demographic shift. It's 71% African American now, and so we need to be able to be at the table on the conversation, not just be on the sideline.
Well, not only that, okay, you know, you mentioned about being a destination because Franklin has a lot to offer.
Yes.
And I think now is the time because as you can see, things are changing. For the betterment, and like you said, that it should be a place if people want to come to. As a matter of fact, people do want to come to Ferguson.
Yes.
And they are coming to Ferguson.
Ferguson is a historic city, and people may not know about the history of Ferguson. You know, most of the time people try to scare you and say, "Oh, crime is everywhere." 150 years ago or more, a lot of people thought that the Burge was, moving food and commodities through the Mississippi River was the best thing that would ever happen. And they let the train go to Chicago. And we now know what Chicago looks like, what we could have done if we would have kept this here. I have for my campaign, I have a train that I drag with my photo on it, so just to jog the people's memory. We could do a lot here if we open up our mind. And I've said to people that if you want Ferguson to be a sleepy town, then myself, the mayor, and the other three candidates that are running are not for you. But if you want us to move forward, then we are for you. You are for us, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to move this town forward and make it a place where people come to rather than move out.
Well, right now, okay, you're saying the right thing because I, for one, okay, feel that Ferguson, and I've seen the improvements that's been made, not just change, okay. I mean, I was there during the days of the riots there. I participated in a real small way, in a positive way, matter of fact, But I've seen, how the structure took place and how Ferguson, that whole avenue that was just short now is a strip you can go down and be very proud of.
Yes,
and we were taking place.
And yes, we could do more, because what I call the problem with the earth getting warmer, where we complain about what's happening
climate control,
climate change, is that people are moving away from California. Cost of living around the country is making it higher, so we could change make our place where people come to, and it will raise all our family value, it will raise all our property, all our investments, and then make it conducive for other people to come in. Now, we can wait until the train, they use the metaphor train, leaves before we can do anything. But every town that grows,
grows because they plan, because they have a different way of doing things. You know, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And that's what Einstein called insanity. And I don't think all of us are crazy.
Well, one thing that you said earlier on in that conversation, that you see change in the areas the agents are changing, you want to help her improve, make it more of a change for the community. And that's what, right now, the community is changing, and it has changed.
Yes. Well,
go ahead.
With her leadership and support, because, you know, my father used to say, if you're taking a walk and there's some people behind you, you're a leader. If you're taking a walk and ain't nobody behind you, you're just taking a walk. She needs the support that we're about to give to her and to make it happen so that people will see what could be done. I was sitting in a city hall one day, and most of the motions that she's trying to promote dies out of a lack of a second. People sit down like they're not trying to do city business. But that's what they should have been doing to support what she's trying to do. One good example, and that's one of the things I'm campaigning about, senior citizen home. We don't have a senior citizen home. Hey, I have a selfish idea for doing that because I'm a senior citizen, right? But
there's a lot of us. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's important that, you know, you have leaders that really think beyond themselves, that are thinking about other people. Yeah, that's the reason why you're a leader. If you're only thinking about yourself, then you should sit at home.
One of the things that you mentioned, okay, about improvements, exactly what are the boundaries of the first ward?
Say that again, I didn't hear you.
What are the boundaries of the first ward?
The boundaries of the first ward starts from 270 and on the Purcell area, and goes towards Elizabeth, and then down to Lang. We just Lang on West Florissant. Those are the areas, without me now looking at my head and kind of, because it's crosses within the city. But to get an idea, from Elizabeth to West Florissant, and further towards the when you get a Hart Ferry, if on the other side, because you got Ferguson Woods, and then you go to Ferguson. I'm trying to get all these names in my head at this time, but it goes all the way. Go ahead.
Well, I know. First of all, no, let me digress. He is on the campaign trail as we speak. Okay.
Yes.
So right.
Yeah, I'm literally sitting in the car on the Knowles apartment, trying to talk to you guys. So.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, you're not going to do it. What are you saying when the person we answer them? What is your campaign pitch?
Well, when I knock on the door, it depends on who comes out. I'll introduce myself, and I tell them the reason why I'm running, and I ask them what do they want to see. And then I give them what I just told you, which is, if you like what you've had in the last 150 years, I'm at the wrong door. But if you want some change and believe that I'm going to give you that change, I'm your candidate.
Well, I think right now that's a very straightforward, campaign that you have.
Yeah.
And it will make a difference.
Yes, we plan on making a difference, because I believe that with Mayor Jones' leadership, she will allow us to give her information that will help her do what she needs to do, and whatever she brings to us, we can do what we need to do to get it done, because at the end of the day, we're not working for ourselves, we're working for the community.
And that's the thing that a lot of people get into political office, they forget about their main job, and is to serve the people that elected them.
Yes.
And to make sure that those people are getting what you promised that you would do. And most again, they get the promise.
Another thing to make people be assured that what we're saying that we're going to do is, they're going to see a continued presence when we get on a council where we have block parties like they used to do back in the day, because that's where the politicians get information about what the community want. That's when people feel comfortable enough to talk to you, because in that block party you have a police chief, you have somebody from inspector's office, and everyone is sitting there. They can share information, and you can get to see their streets. Not when you're running for office like I'm running now. I'm talking to them and getting their vote. And now once I get their vote, they tell me, "Oh, these people are bugging me." That's the reason why you run for office. If you can't take the bugging, then you shouldn't run for office. You know?
Well, but you know what? One of the things, okay, that I love it, okay, that your whole campaign, this spiel, has been about change, about improvements. First of all, senior citizen home is one of those things that everyone, no matter who you are, you're going to have a senior citizen time in your life if you live long enough.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, one of the things that make the state of Florida so popular with people, they have senior citizen homes down there.
Yes. They make it conducive for people, because you have sacrificed all your life. And that's one of the problems I had with the Republicans. For the past 80 years, they've been trying to kill Social Security. And people don't understand it. People looked at it back in the 30s, that what was happening was very simple. When you get old, your thinking and your ability to do things is not like it was when you were younger. And so we need to be able to, if you worked all your life, and we need to be able to find a way to take care of you. And the government didn't think that they should be in the business of taking care of people. They found a way, okay, you pay up front. And when you retire, you get that money back. Back then, the Republicans had what was called the laissez-faire. Let the marketplace determine what happens. What a British guy called Kinsey came up with the idea with Kinsey theory, which is multiplier effect. That if you put $1 in my hand, it means $5 in somebody else's hand. So if I got $1 to go to the shop and buy candy, the candy maker, the wrap maker, the advertisement person, the person that shipped it, the person that moved it, all those things become multiplied in terms of money. But the Republicans call it entitlement right now. They want to take that money that you worked hard for, because they've been playing with it all the time, and say, hey, you ain't got nothing.
Scott, hold on a second. Scott?
I'm here.
Okay.
Going to break.
Chuck, Scott, I got both of you. Chuck?
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, hold on. This is my guest here. Hold on. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, well, I guess somebody cut us off.
No, I cut everybody off. We're speaking to Mr. Henry Winifred.
Yeah.
I told you I was messing up. Henry Winifred.
Yeah.
He's running for the councilman, as a councilman in the first ward out of Ferguson, Missouri. And Henry, we just been joined by our national president of the National Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Chuck DeBow, who comes on every Saturday in the last half hour of the program. And he just called in. And so you are a businessman yourself, okay, who will be joining the chamber. So Chuck, say hello to Mr. Winifred.
Hey, Mr. Winifred. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm very well, thank you.
Wonderful.
Well, Chuck, he's running to help the mayor of Ferguson, Mayor Jones. And he's also, from Africa. He's also a businessman in a lot of areas, and we'll be joining our chamber also. So you and he will be talking later on. So right now, Mr. Winifred, give you another couple of minutes, okay, to tell us how the people can vote for you, and we will resume with Mr. Chuck. So go ahead right quick, sir.
Well, the election now, people can go on early vote now. I'm number one on the ballot. They can go to Northwest Plaza and county office and vote on Monday. Or they can go to the, for example, in Arsenal on Tuesday when that the early election vote comes out. And if they need a ride, please, my telephone number is 314-239-6487. We'll pick you up. Or you can go to...
Set number again.
314-239-6487. And we can you can also go on Facebook. We have a Facebook line group called Silent Majority Ferguson. You can go there and you can get information about this election. This election is an election change. It's critical in a sense because we need to be able to represent what I call democracy. We make up 71% of the population, and about 65 to 70% of the people who are running the city council come from the 29% of the population. The last time I saw that was apartheid South Africa. So I'm just trying to make sure that we have true democracy in terms of representation. So that's how you can come out and vote for us and support us.
Okay, well, thank you so much, for joining us today. Again, people get out and vote. So, Mr. Winifred, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, Chuck, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, well, we've had a lot of technical problems today, but thank you for joining us, okay? But let me get our buddy on the line here right quick on the line. So you and Scott, if you don't mind, take a small break.
Stand by.
The Missouri Chamber of Commerce on a very, very beautiful Saturday afternoon. The devil's been busy, but we're going to make sure all these technical difficulties come up and go. We will not interfere. So now we have our illustrious leader, Mr. Chuck DuBois, President, CEO of the National Chamber of Commerce. Chuck, welcome back to the program. So how you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. It is a beautiful day here in Washington, D.C. as well.
Yeah, the city is in blooming right now. We've got a lot of businesses that started in the spring.
It's always an evolution. It's the end of something, the beginning of something else.
Something, yes.
Yes, but the times are such that you may think or anticipate it's the four seasons, but you find out that it may not be that much winter, or it may be more summer, or it may come sooner and then go back the other way. It may rain and then snow the next. We're comfortable with the unpredictable.
You sound like you're in St. Louis.
Yes.
Sound like our weather.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we got storms coming our way. Tomorrow, we had some storms a couple weeks ago, and I thought it is tornado this season. To be honest with you.
Well, it's part of it is the scripted part about it's climate change and all that, but then the other part they're not really talking about how they try to manipulate. Had you heard about how they were seeding the clouds in Saudi Arabia?
No. Did that make it rain?
Yeah, tried to make it rain in the desert.
In the desert.
And guess what it did?
What?
It snowed. It snowed in I think it was Dubai, and
oh wow!
And then sometime after that, it flooded.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So try to blame that on climate change. Y'all messing around. See, and that's what happens too when you got more money than you know what to do with.
You know what I mean? I don't, anyway, I just,
No.
we just talking. I don't know. But, God has a hand in this.
Thank you.
Yeah, I say amen to that. God has a hand in this. Yeah, no matter how much money you got.
Well, Chuck, just to describe what too much money did there, they didn't see the clouds, off and on, but with no success. And right now is a good example you just described is where they trying to get rain and they got snow. Then they got the floods.
Yeah, I mean, but that's part of experimenting, it's part of science, it's part of trial and error and all that. But I mean, it's just like what we're talking about here. They're trying to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those hurricanes. I think we even talked about it. How does a hurricane stay a hurricane 130 something miles on land?
Yeah.
So that was that North Carolina piece, and there's always been something going on.
It's coming back again. We back again in that season.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and they got fires out there, and they got fires out there, Chuck.
That's part of we're bringing it all together. It's all coming to a head, and I mean, even to the point they're just now, they're just releasing the Kennedy files. So there's a whole lot of things in history, in science, in government. They've tried to manipulate our knowledge. It just comes right back at us.
Well, Chuck, I know you moved around. Okay, tell us an update about the National Chamber of Commerce and what is going on.
We're really excited to be making progress, and progress in this, and for us, is the announcement of our annual conference. It's going to be in August again, and this year we're celebrating the 125th anniversary of the National Business League, and we're expecting over 3,000 attendees. I think we had 184 speakers last year. We're going to surpass that. We had 32 different countries represented. And we're just, it's a little bit easier when all you're really trying to do is be the convener. It's like in high school or, something when somebody was having a party. Back in the days for us, our parents, our families were involved in, if you were going to have a party, everybody would get and help put it together. And so you had some people that really all they want to do is, here, man, it could be in my house and we're going to have some punch and some potato chips and pot, whatever. That, and I'm talking way back. And, we ain't worried about who's coming or not. Let them come if they want to come, and then, it's open. If you want to come on through. And that's when, it was really the neighborhood or your family or people you know. Well, that's where this conference is, in a sense, except there's no place to go. Or where can you go and not have to be, as we call it, being served the blue pill or the red pill. That's what this is. This is just us. It's neutral. We sent out the code to the jungle that there's a meeting down by the river, and everybody come on and get on, and we even got a free ticket. We got a little VIP thing, but we weren't depending on anybody to give us permission or to validate it. We weren't waiting on any corporations or government entities to either say they were supporting or not supporting. See, that's what I mean, like where you gonna go. Mm-hmm. Take a survey. take a list. Look at all the conferences or whatever that maybe you might have gone to in the past, or maybe not. You know, there'll still be the NAACP, and there'll probably still be a few of the others that are very well financed and not necessarily linked or having a relationship based upon anything to do with any sort of variation of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. All that money is gone, and that's what part of like what we're dealing with now with Chambers is, you know, because it isn't a discussion. It's more like what words do you use to describe what you're doing, and how will it come up on a search engine? And if the words diversity or black or LGBTQ or you know, women, minority, all those are trigger words. And the government uses that to scan and attract the money. You know, can you match up, say that you got, you know, we hear crazy numbers, but you got this amount of money because of supposedly it was USAID, but it went to a group that was trying to promote tolerance to homosexuality in Morocco or somewhere like that. So, you know, just stuff like that. Well, they program it into the computers, or it's just like, it's not really a program, it's just a search. You know, and you search and say, okay, LGBTQ advocacy, nonprofit organizations, or any of that kind of thing. You know, you search keywords. Well, that's how they got everybody. You can't. It's hard to erase it. If you want to try and erase what you did, you know what I'm saying? You try to take it back. We didn't do that. We didn't get that money. You can't take it back. And it's in history, and it's in the accounting books and all that. And that is basically the roll call of who's in or who's out.
Well, when you know, so he just is something that's very profound there. Okay, one thing about social media and our technology. Okay, once you know you put something on the internet, it's there forever. You know, I know a good friend of mine. A lot of he did background checks. You know, for the government. You know, for people wanting to get appointments and in good jobs. But sometimes they didn't lose those jobs because something they did as a kid. You know, on social media, and they just was playing. But guess what? It's followed them all their lives. And so again, you know, we've been black in National Chamber of Commerce going in with our 32nd year show. 31st, right? Yeah. And we've been doing our mission and our message is right now is to advocate and to help black businesses, you know, to be successful. Amen. You know, and show them how we can work together. Amen. You know, and we have our ups and we have our downs. Okay, but at the end of the day, like you just said, this conference that's coming up now is just us having a good time, everybody coming together to see how we help each other.
That's a great central theme there about convening, bringing people together. But at the same time, it's the best time, or maybe the most significant or pronounced time that we've had, where there are people with different opinions and coming together. See, here's where I will be critical. You can't tell somebody else that they're bad because they think something different from you, or you don't, or you trying to sell something and they're saying, I don't need that, or I'm not buying that. And you know, let's just get real specific. We're talking about, in particular, I saw this week where Reverend Brian, who I know, and I have respect, but I'm also critical in that because you voted for Trump, or because you didn't come to the protest, or because, like down there with Marvin Sapp, you know, he shut the doors and said, I ain't leaving here until I get $40,000.
Yeah.
And I believe he got his money, but he was like, then now everybody wonder, well, what you need that $40,000 for? Or how you gonna do it like that? Or we got tough times out here. How you gonna, what? And then the other group of people say, see, that's why we don't go to church anyway. So you see how other things start getting blended in off of one stimulus. So we're saying, in particular, it's not politically driven. We're not based on politics. We got based on who wants to buy this great piece of barbecue, or who wants these crab cakes, or who wants this handcrafted leather shoe that was made from grass-fed beef or something on the grass plains of the Masai Mara of Kenya or something. You know what I mean? Just some exotic. It used to be Italian leather and all that. Well, they found out a lot of that marble and linen and stuff. It was coming from Africa. It was coming from other places, and they buy it raw and then come and process it in their country and say, no, this is fine Italian marble.
They put the label.
Yeah, they switch it. Like the roses, flowers, man, they taking flowers out of there. But we're jumping around the topic. The whole point is that you got to be true to yourself and your brand, and by doing that, you are so strong when you come to the congregation, to the meeting place. We're not everybody in there trying to say him over there. He speak for everybody.
4 minutes, gentlemen.
And that's the whole point of this, is that you can't take it down when it's like, it's where you're saying there's no single demagogue. There's no single monarchy. There's no single person. We are a group of people, of human beings. And you can, if you look at it in just black culture, man, we got all kind of black people. And that's the funny thing about it too, is that if you got 2%, 3% of something in you, melanin or whatever it is, oh no, you're black. So they put everybody over there in that black category. They say, oh, okay, all right. You can't say that in Hispanic and Latin culture. I used to think, we used to just call it Latin Americans. They used to get mad. I said, no, man, I'm from Colombia. No, I'm from Mexico. No, I'm from Argentina or Dominican Republic or Cuba or whatever. Man, you don't ever get into no stuff where you got a Cuban and you try to put him over there with the Dominicans or something like that. No. No. Yeah, and you know what? See, I had a thing too where I was speaking to a group of African women. They were business women owners, and they had a thing that they didn't understand. Why did the National Black Chamber of Commerce need to be speaking to them? And I was trying to figure out, what are you talking about? What is this about? Well, Saharan and Sub-Saharan is like, I don't consider myself black. I laughed at them. I said, y'all can fight about that all you want, because when you step off that plane, it don't matter what you look like. You African. Amen. You are African. And it ain't got nothing to do with all that. And we're all going to be subjected to the same bias, the same prejudice. It's like now, this thing down here with Trump, and I'm going to put it on him this time, even though that's my boy. But they tried to offer reparations to white people in South Africa. And so I'm like saying, so is that the reaction to the reaction? After all they did in apartheid, and the black folks down there, and the joke of it is, they still got puppet masters. So that's what I'm kind of saying, that when we come together and you got one group of folks saying, I feel sorry for y'all, because y'all believe this or you believe that. Well, you know, fool, we were over there with you. You had us for 170 years. You ain't cared whether we were there or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I know it's a long way of going about it, but I'm celebrating this thing is, I know it's really basic, but now we can see a contrast between integration and segregation.
Amen. And I'm on that note, Chuck. On that note, let's break it down. No, I'm with you. But right now, let's give people the conference how they can get information about that right quick. So we have a
conference is oh man, you got to treat yourself to a moment, and it's free to treat it, to check it out. But go to nationalbusinessleague.org, nationalbusinessleague.org, and look at the history on that website. And then when you get down to the one part, just click on conference. But you're going to run into it, and you got to, I'll know you really, if you look at the site, if you see Booker T. Washington sitting up on that horse. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Okay, now so we don't use National Bank Business Conference anymore, right?
No, well, see, you know, can we talk code for a minute, just for a second?
Make it quick.
The corporation said they'd write a check if the word black word in there.
Okay.
So we had National Black Business Conference. We had National Black Chamber of Commerce, and I said, you know, no offense to anybody, but right now we ain't dropping black. You can't. When I look in the mirror, I can't change black.
No.
So I ain't dropping it. However, the black community, we drop the word black. We try to help. We're just trying to help communities.
So the national.
You know what I mean? And see, in the black community, come on now, we got a lot of white folks in the black community. A lot of baby mamas that are now black. You know what I mean? They weren't black before they had the baby, but they black now.
Okay, so right now, let's get straight. National Business League Conference, right?
NationalBusinessLeague.org.
NationalBusinessLeague.org.